Hi everyone, today we're talking about Apple versus Microsoft. This is one of those videos where I do a stock market battle and kind of get two stocks that are quite similar, and see which one is the better stock to be investing in. I've done some writing pretty small today, so I will go through it just so you can see what I've put, if you can't make it out, but hopefully you can. But yeah, Apple versus Microsoft, we'll go through the numbers, and then I'll kind of give my opinions on them. So first of all, the PE. This is a forward PE. So Apple has a forward PE of 15, Microsoft has a forward PE of 24. So Apple is definitely the winner in that one. The dividend is Apple pay a dividend of 0.73, Microsoft pay 0.46. So Apple pays a better dividend. One thing to remember though is that Microsoft shares are about half the price of what Apple's are. So you could pretty much nearly pick up 2 shares of Microsoft for 1 share of Apple. So if you had 2 shares of Microsoft, that'd put the Microsoft dividend higher than Apple. That's something to consider. But for natural, just a share, we're just going to say that Apple is the winner on that one. But that's something to consider. The EPS side growth of it, Apple has 11% EPS growth forecast for 2019 to 2020. This video is kind of done always on a long term kind of hold, so we're probably looking to hold these shares from now to 2019 2020. So it gives you a good a year, 2 year to see the forecast and how we're going to do. Microsoft comes out the winner on 13%. Revenue, Apple has revenue of growth potentially of 2019 to 2020 of 4.2%, and Microsoft comes out as 10.4%. So Microsoft is the winner on EPS growth and on revenue growth. Bigger opportunity. Now, bigger opportunity, more of a divided sales income, or diversified sales income, is a tricky one to measure. But for the bigger opportunity, I believe that's Microsoft's, because obviously you can tell by the revenue growth of it, and that kind of gives the points, backs up my opinion of it. But when you look at the kind of revenue income that Microsoft currently have and how they're investing into the gaming sector and the cloud sector, I think that's a good opportunity for Microsoft to be getting into, compared to, as well as the companies that Microsoft have been purchasing recently. Compared to Apple, I look at Apple's opportunities, and iPhone sales are slowing down. Apple Watch is kind of a good thing, but it's not going to change the world. The big thing about Apple is the service side of it, which is currently growing at, I think it's about 17%. So that's the only opportunity I see in Apple, really, unless they actually go out and buy someone. Obviously, a good opportunity is that Apple will probably increase the dividend more than what Microsoft are doing. So that's a good opportunity in Apple. But overall, I think when you look at the EPS and the revenue side of it, you can tell that there are better opportunities in Microsoft. More diversified, again, I think that's Microsoft when you look at all the kind of sectors that they're in. You look at Apple and they kind of rely on their iPhone for a big part of the business still. Other sectors are growing, but I think still the iPhone makes up a big part of Apple's revenue. So overall, which do I think is the better company to invest in? I think it's Microsoft. I think that when you look at the potential for the dividend, it cuts out Apple's kind of dividend. I think the EPS growth obviously is better. We've got the revenue that is double what Apple are going to be doing, and like I say, they've got more diversified in their income. The cloud sector is a pretty good sector to be watching. Microsoft are going out and buying a lot of companies at the moment, which kind of shows their ambition, which is really good. So yeah, I think Microsoft is definitely the better company, and definitely a company to buy. My opinion on Apple is that you can tell from these numbers, it's still a pretty good company. I think Apple is still a buy, a really good company. I think Microsoft's better because it has more growth potential. But if you were to pick up shares of Apple, I won't criticise you because it's a great company, and I consider buying Apple a few times a year, and especially when it has a bit of a dip, I would consider buying Apple. a great one for the portfolio, especially if you're a long-term investor and you're looking for some sort of growth with a dividend. Yeah, Apple's great for that. So yeah, in my opinion, two really strong companies. I'd say probably two of the best stocks on the stock market right now. I would say they would come in I'd put them in the top maybe 5 best buys on the stock market for companies to hold, which I might do a video on actually. My 5 favourite stocks on the stock market. I think Apple will probably come in that. If not, it would definitely come in the top 10. But that's my opinion, guys, on this video. Let me know your comments below. Like I say, it's my opinion. If you disagree, that's totally fine. Just put in the comments why you disagree. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Give the video a like, subscribe. Thanks for all the support recently. And I'll see you on it.